Yesterday, March 20, released the movie Project Hail Mary. I so much wanted to see how it would be this movie, so I was yesterday front run to the theater to watch how it would be this movie. And I was already excited because I seen that in the Rotten Tomatoes, it was already high percent. It was 94%, so it's very, very high. I had high expectation of this movie. So usually when I compare a movie to the book, I usually pay attention to the three conditions. Is how it's accurate compared to the book, how good characters in the movie, and third one is atmosphere, because for me it's important that the same atmosphere what I felt when I read the book, it would be the same how I watch movie. About the book, I love that book a lot. It's amazing book. I think it's entertainment, it's science, it's some interesting idea. And before I did review of this book, and now it's movie. So usually I'm skeptical about movies because I know that usually it's not accurate. With this movie, it was very, very accurate. It's how I liked that you can read a book or you can watch the movie and it would be kind of the same. Of course, we all know that book is much better than the movie, but I've seen so many bad movies. So this movie was on the top of many others. And that moment, what it wasn't accurate to the book, it was fine because we should understand that it's a movie. So we understood, for example, that in the book, Grace was a lot communicate with the Rocky, and he probably described our planet, all the details. But I so much like idea in the movie that they make a movie with TV screens, and Grace could show Rocky how actually was look our planet, and I think that's amazing idea. I also like that moment when Grace tried to pick right voice for the Rocky. It was kind of funny moment, and I like end of the book also because for me it's a little bit more positive thing that it was in the book, because we know only that Earth saved, that's it. And in the movie showed that it was trapped and she actually not in the prison how she supposed to be in the book, because we remember that in the book she says that probably soon she will go to the jail, but she not regret of anything. She knew that it will happen like this, and in the movie we see that she's not in the jail and she's kind of fine. And another moment what upset me in the book, that Grace stayed with Rocky, but he was 40-ish year old, but his condition was very bad because of high gravity and not proper food. They tried the best to do for him, but when he was 40-something years old, he was felt that he is 70 years old. Rocky suggests that actually there is option to go back to home. He understood that he can do it because of his health condition, and in the movie we see that he kind of still young and he happy, and with health seems everything is fine. So in the movie it was kind of accurate, but already a little bit different feelings you have, more positive than in the book. And I want to talk a little bit about characters. We don't have so many characters here, right? And that was another my concern, that it's supposed to be some actor who is supposed to play whole movie and supposed to be very good. And Ryan, he did, I think, a really good job, because first he need to show all emotions, what is Grace feel in the different situation. It was so many emotions, and he is supposed to show it. So I would say that it was mostly kind of mono performance, and I think what is make it even harder is that probably Rocky, I'm not sure how they made him, but probably it was just green screen. Ryan need all the time laugh, be mad, talk, cry, hug with a green screen. And I think it's very hard. Maybe some moments for me were more silly than it was in the book, but I think it's fine in the movie, because in the movie he need to show more emotional, because that's actually what is keep your attention. It's how much emotional you will have from the watching of the movie. Another what I was like, it's about Strahd, because Strahd was my favorite character in the book. The book she seems more Iron Lady, movie without any emotions. She has goal and she reached that goal no matter what. And I like how in the movie they give you a little bit of sentimental. That moment in the bar when it was party and she was singing the song, it was so amazing. It was show how she is feeling and that she actually is human too, because in the book she was more cold queen. And Rocky, I think it was very accurate also to what it was in the book. And well, I didn't have so much imagination about Rocky. For me, it was some strange creature, and I think my imagination always keep to imagine him. Next, let's talk a little bit about atmosphere of the movie, emotions, feelings, and everything. We already a little bit previously talked about this, but let's more detail. For me, book was more better than movie because you more understand characters, you more understand why they do this but not that. And also I enjoyed to read about Grace and all his science experiments. It was very interesting, but of course in the movie they couldn't show everything because it would be already not movie but probably TV show. And it took 2 hours and 40 minutes and I felt tired to already watch the movie, but I understood that probably it was the best timing. If it would be a little bit longer, it probably would be already TV show. If it would be shorter, you will probably nothing understood at all. Of course, we can also critique that it wasn't so much detail. Of course, we can critique that it wasn't exactly atmosphere how it was in the book. But we should remember that it's movie. And that movie was really good because me and all people around me, we were laughing, we were crying, we were worried, we were panicking. It was all spectrum of different kind of emotions we had. And it was kind of the same how was in the book. It was just a good story with a little bit science, with a little bit humor, and huge sense of friendship. So atmosphere, I will say, is very good also. And I was also curious what is people who watch the movie, what they think about this movie. And mostly of reviews is very good. It's 5 stars, yeah, but I find some reviews what is not 5 stars. And mostly of them I disagree, and I want to talk about them a little bit more. I noticed that all reviews with 1, 2, 3 stars is from the people who want that it would be exactly how it was in the book, and it would be like never exactly how it's on the book. It could be only if it's TV show, because of course then it would be more time to show every detail. But we should accept that movie never show exactly everything how it was in the book. Or it was people who I think never read a book and they have no idea what's going on in the movie. So let's start. First is John. I was hoping to love this after reading the book. Big disappointment. I guess the book was just too long detailed for film adaptation. I didn't enjoy the artistic license taken for the movie itself in most cases. Okay, blah, 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 blah. They basically skipped all the cool stuff about him learning about the chief for months on the way to Tau City. And instead showed him as a drunken slob. Okay, honestly, who will be enjoy except this guy to sit plus 1, 2, 3 hours and look how main character will be learning his ship, right? It would be plus few hours, and I don't think that it would be so much interesting. And yes, he was drunk, but again, he drank vodka and danced, and it was probably 1 to minutes. So it was show his emotional of this situation. And in the book it was kind of the same, and we were enjoy to watch his emotional. So that I think was really fine. Part of the movie were made up times based on when the important points could have been included but weren't, such as the karaoke scene. I will talk before about karaoke scene, and I said that I will like it because karaoke scene is like give you more drama on the situation. And for the movie, I think it was really good. About what important points what it could have been included, John unfortunately didn't say. So, okay. Okay, next review is from the raw. I could go on and on about how bad this movie was, but I will give you just one big example. Ryan Gosling character is a scientist who admittedly has no training on how to operate a spacecraft and avoid from a long coma with this sudden magic ability to be able to fly the ship and operate all of its controls. How hard would it have been for the writer to keep at least one astronaut alive to make it a little bit more believable? So from this review, we can see that Rob probably hasn't read the book, because if he would read the book, he will know that Strata in the book, she was preparing for all kind of scenario, and she prepared for that probably Grace could go to the space, and he was participate everything what other astronauts did, so he knew about all stuff what they knew. In the book, he was surprised for what he need to know all the stuff if he anyway wouldn't go to the space, and in the space he understood why Strike did what she did, and that's why he was capable to do all this stuff. That's actually what I thought when yesterday I was in the movie, that probably people who haven't read the books, they would have some struggling to understand why it's happened like this. A basic movie great for kids and families. Ryan Gosling was great but not amazing. A feel-good story in a sad world. We need more movies like it. I think like if you need more movies like this, it's supposed to be 5 stars, right? Because if it's 3, we don't need more movies with 3 stars. And last comment, because it's very hard to find bad comments, it's usually all good, and I agree with all good comments, because all bad what I read doesn't make sense so much. Okay, and last comment, as someone who absolutely loves reading Andy Weir's Project Hail Mary and both reading and watching The Martian, I'm disappointed that they made Violent into a bumbling idiot when in the book he is so much more. I agree that they make character a little bit more serious than it was in the book, but again, it's a movie. What do you expect from the movie, right? It's supposed to be more entertainment than in the book. If they would make him more strict and smart ass, nobody will watch it. Experiments to figure out why gravity felt wrong, where he used a pendulum. Instead, he is just given entrance to every room on the ship, stumbling around like some drunk space hobo. That's my main gripe, but I have several more. Well, I agree, yes, in the book it was different, but again, it's a movie. If it show everything how it was in the book, it would be more time, and we don't have so much time. Okay, blah, 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 blah. My takeaway is that it should have been a series of some sort. Exactly, it should be serious. Movie with absolutely great, especially for that people who read the book, because I'm kind of this person who read the book, and during whole movie I will be saying that in the book it was different, and I actually said that in the book it was different, but also I understood that it's movie. Ryan Gosling did an amazing job, and Rocky was fine, Strat was fine, everything was amazing, good. People around me seems more enjoyed and laughing and make some other emotions, so everything was fine, and I very recommend you to go and see this movie. It's worth to see it. So thank you that you watched my video, and see you on next my video.